Thank you, Sandy, so much for being here. Can you tell everyone what is your full name and how do you help clients?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. My name's Sandy Forster, and I help clients, particularly female entrepreneurs, are the ones I love to work with most, to help them rewire their mind, break through their blocks so they manifest, create, and attract more money in their life. That's the bottom line.
That sure is. Now, I met you on Clubhouse. So, my question to you is what do you love most about Clubhouse?
I love finding out about new people that are like doing amazing things. Like I've come across some rooms from people that I would never have connected with otherwise. And that's definitely the thing that I love the most.
Same here. Now, how much time, because it can be addicting, how much time do you spend on Clubhouse?
I've started to wean myself off slightly because I found it's one of those things that it's so easy to connect with, so easy to get on that you can literally find yourself on it all the time. So I've sort of cut myself back. I make sure that I get on every morning. I kind of bookend my day, if that's it. So first thing in the morning, I see if there's anything interesting going on, anything I can learn from, anything I can contribute to. And then I stay on maybe for an hour. And then at the end of the day, same thing, but that's about it.
Sounds like a good strategy. Now, what cool connections have you made from being on Clubhouse?
I think the coolest connection was one of the very first rooms I went on, which a guy called Rob Moore. And he is like across Clubhouse like you wouldn't believe. He's built his following in Clubhouse from just like this. He only joined just before Christmas. And he now has 155,000 followers or likes, or I don't even know what they're called on Clubhouse, but yes, he's got that many. And his information is amazing. He is amazing. He's created, such a successful business across many different industries, and he's really interesting to listen to. But the thing that really that made me really connect with him was he talked about podcasting, and I have wanted to do a podcast forever. Like that's one thing that I've wanted to do literally for probably the last 10 or so years. I've talked about doing a podcast and never done it. I've learned courses, I've watched videos. It's like, yes, I'm going to do it. And I've never got around to doing it. I've even had my graphic created for over a year. So it's like, it was definitely on my radar, but I just never got around to it. So one of the things he talked about was that he had a podcasting agency. So I reached out and I talked to them, and it was just such a mind-blowingly amazing price. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to do this. So yeah, I launch in the next 2 weeks. So I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, congrats. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Now,
yeah.
how have you generated leads from being on Clubhouse for your business?
I've had a couple of rooms. I've actually, what do you call them? I've created a club, Wildly Wealthy Women Club, and then I kind of have ignored it since I created it. So I have to get in there and then start doing some rooms. But I've had a couple of rooms and basically just shared my knowledge, shared my story, shared what I'm good at helping other people with. And yeah, and from that, it's been quite interesting because I've been invited on different podcasts. I've had people join my programs. So even though I'm not in there and contributing as much as I could, it's definitely made a difference. So, I'm going to make a strategy. Once my podcast is launched, I'm going to make a strategy for spending some strategic time in Clubhouse to really attract more leads and people toward me.
Absolutely. One of the things that I was fascinated with you because you have an amazing backstory about how you got to where you are today. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So to give you a very short backstory, I met a boy in high school. I was 16 at the time, and we went out for about 11 years. Then we got married, and when my youngest was 6 months old and my oldest was 3 years old, we divorced. And suddenly, the business that I had at the time was a hobby business. And I used to buy nice lycra from the local discount store, and I'd bring it home into my garage, and I would sew different bikinis and leotards. And then I would find an empty store over Christmas down by the beach, and I would sell what I'd made. So it was just a hobby, and it brought in money when we were married to, maybe go on a holiday once or maybe buy some new furniture, or maybe put in a swimming pool, or just do fun stuff. But suddenly when we divorced, that income had to become my sole income, my only means of income. And that didn't work. I was so not a business person. So I struggled for many years. I ended up $100,000 in debt and on welfare. So it was not a fun place to be. And I really struggled, pardon me, I really struggled in that place for many, many years. And when I said I was on welfare, I was receiving, I think it was about, in US dollars, about $7,500 a year, a year to survive on. And it's not enough. Like, you just literally are going backwards day by day. And I just didn't know how I was ever going to change that. I thought even if I got an amazing job and got the most amazing wage, the most amazing salary, I'd spend years trying to pay that off. And so I was really scared. I was angry. I was frustrated. I was embarrassed and ashamed. I was like all the negative emotions around money. And then, very luckily for me, I discovered the law of attraction. And I discovered that what you think about and what you focus on and what you talk about and where you put your energy is what you then attract back into your life. And that literally saved me. So I dived into the law of attraction. I love the idea of focusing on what you wanted. I love the idea of spending time thinking about being a millionaire and thinking about all the places that I'd travel to and all the things I'd do and all the things I'd buy and how my life would be and the freedom that I'd have. And it was just such a sweet relief from the actual life I was living. That I did. I spent a lot of time, visualizing and affirming and creating vision boards and doing all the sorts of things that really allowed me to completely change my life. And so I did. I went from welfare to millionaire, and I just feel so blessed and so lucky. And because I created a whole process around that, I now teach other women all around the world how to create a life they truly love, how to manifest abundance, how to attract prosperity, and how to create the freedom that they truly want in their life.
Excellent. Now, where can people find you online?
The best place is probably just go to wildlywealthy.com.
Wildlywealthy.com. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Sandy, for being here and for sharing your story. And we'll see you in Clubhouse.
Will do. Thank you for having me.
Bye bye.